Z nami je torej, maybe now, mogoče bi pa zdaj lahko samo angleško govorili, ker vidim, da nas je malo ostalo, a mogoče kdo hoče prevod v slovenščino? Ne, so we will only speak English now.
What about Spanish?
Yeah, maybe Spanish, Slovene, the combination.
Next time.
So with us is Felipe Lage, the producer of this film, but also producer of two more films that are showing in Kino Otok, Costa da Morte and Arayanos. And I thank you very much for bringing all of the three films to our festival. It's really great. Also, great fact is that this one was on 35mm, so we like. Oliver Lage is the director of the film, and you said that he's playing with fiction and documentary, but I would say it is a fiction film.
Of course, yeah.
But what is the reality? What was the reality for Oliver?
So, for example, he was playing all the time with the information, and the kids, they didn't know too much about what's going on. So that's why, at the beginning, so Oliver was working with them 1 year in the association. As you see in the films, they were going out with the cameras, shooting, then developing, projecting, talking, or they were enjoying the experience. But suddenly the film, the shooting of this film starts and Oliver changes. And they don't understand very well what's going on. And he changes, he's pushing them, and he's asking them for things that he never asked, acting in a weird way. So what is happening, what you see in the film is that it gets to a point that the kids, they are so pissed off with him, and they don't want him anymore in the film. They don't want to be in the film, and that's pure reality. For example, that scene with the kids complaining about him, it's something that it just happened like that. So there was, for this film, we didn't have a proper script, of course, but there were intentions of what we wanted to do and where we wanted to get. So the shooting was not only about shooting the film, but as well provoking what we were looking for, what Oliver was looking for. And one of those things, the main thing that he was looking for is to be exposed from the film. And what it happens in that scene, Oliver always says that when he started to see the reaction and they didn't want him, that he was so happy that somehow he succeeded in being exposed. So let's say that the kids are the reality, and then of course Oliver and then the teachers of the association are the fiction part, and of course altogether makes a fiction film.
And how did you technically manage the film? Where did you bring the cameras from, or did you get them there? Also, the film stock, did you develop in Morocco, or it was all between Spain and Morocco?
So, this was a very low budget film. With what we had, there was some for the workshop that Oliver was doing. There was some money. Then we got some support from the Film Institute in Morocco, and then the family we bought the stock mainly, and then after the film was done, we were lucky and we got some funding for post-production. So, the story of the camera, for example, is a nice one. The film was going to be shot in 2016, but in one of the visits of Oliver to the Film Institute in Rabat, in Morocco, he found out that there was a 35mm camera, an old one, and it seemed not to be used. He asked for it, and it was the camera that they used to follow the King Hassan I in his trips to different cities in Morocco to do those documentaries for television in the 70s. So the camera was not used at all since then. We asked for it, and they let us use it. So we were quite lucky many times. Then the team, it was a very small team, just 5 people. So it was Oliver, director and actor, Ines Thompson, the DOP, then 2 assistants for the camera, and then a sound guy. And that was it.
And the children were using Bolex?
Yeah, so the Bolex, they were playing with them, they were using them during the workshop. So there was in the film, when Oliver started the workshop, he bought 2 16mm cameras and then some stock, and then the workshop was about it. And of course they are still there in the film. And one of them we will use it to, one of them is the one that Oliver was using for the shots he did before, and we use it for another feature as well. So it's kind of a symbol or an echo for us.
Maybe a question from the public? No? Okay, but as you were shooting in the context of children who are in an institution, you must have connected with the government or some governmental network or,
Yeah, so Oliver was working in the association for 1 year, as I said, and the thing is that sometimes they didn't like very much what he was doing. Even during the shooting as well, there were problems with the association. But, well, as it was something to be, I mean, we knew that we were going to deal with those things. Even with you see Shakib in the film, and as well, Oliver was not sharing all the information with him. And so Oliver told him that he was going to be an important part of the film. But the first days, well, the guy is not in the film, and he was, and we were asking him to help in like transporting the camera and other stuff. So the guy was being used, but not really a big part of the thing. So as well, the scene where they are in the attic of the house, Oliver and him talking, and Oliver is trying to convince him to take his role. There is some fiction, but most of it is as well reality. So with the association, to come back to the association, there were some problems even with the Cinematheque, but well, I don't know if we succeeded, but we managed to make it work.
But there was no censorship?
Not at all. Not at all. But the thing is that they didn't expect the film we did finally. They expected to be a documentary about the association and the workshop. So some people were probably a bit pissed off.
But
Cinema.
the film went around quite a lot because this copy, 35, came from America, and it had distribution actually there?
Yeah, small distribution in cultural centers, universities, probably something like 40 or 50 venues. So, of course, it's not a big distribution, but for a film like this one, for us, it was something really important and nice. And then, yeah, well, the film, it started in Cannes, and then, well, Cannes is already something, and then it's boom, all over the world. And well, we were quite proud of that, happy, enjoying it. And then, well, the other films we are going maybe to see them, and well, they work as well quite well in the circuit. And Costa Morte, the film that is going to be screened tomorrow, is going to do probably the same tour in the States. It was even for, in the Cinematheque in Mexico, it was there for, I think, 1 month and a half, and did something like 4,000 spectators. That we are going to distribute the film in Spain in September, and I don't think we are going to make more than 1,000. So. Well, Spain is not an easy country, but there's no there's no easy country, but our country is something.
Also in Slovenia, films have averagely like 3,000 viewers, mostly in Slovenia. We also wanted to invite Oliver to our festival, but he's still in Morocco.
Still in Morocco, yeah. He's working, we have been working, developing his next future for quite a while. We expect to shoot this winter. And yeah, well, right now he's writing and doing some locations, working a bit with the actors, and we are in the production part, still working the funding. It's not an easy film, it's quite ambitious, so it's not easy from the writing and directing part, and as well as production.
Mm-hmm. And this is in your production again?
Yeah, it's co-production with France and Morocco.
Mogoče kakšno, maybe a question now that occurs?
Pa bom kar slovenščini. A je film mišljen kot metafora izkoriščanja otrok tretjega sveta?
Is the film meant as a metaphor for exploiting children of the third world?
No, Oliver is playing that role of exploiting them, and of course he wants to point out that is something that is done by us, by the Western people and our society, but it's not, it's just part of the film, you know. He's showing himself as the bad guy and trying not to denounce, but to show that those things happen, but it is not the main thing in the film.
I see it also as an attitude of the filmmaker towards the real world metaphor, perhaps.
Yeah. That could be the one on the top, and then that's another metaphor.
Še kakšno vprašanje, mogoče? Too many languages today. Another question, perhaps?
For example, you see what that happened by coincidence when they are trying to shoot the tourists in Tangier, and then there's one of them saying, well, they should ask for permission to do that. And well, we didn't know what they were saying. It was Inez, they are Germans, and she said, well, they actually said that. And well, that's another thing as well. Is the tourists, they never ask for permission, but it seems you should ask them for permission.
And the children, they knew each other with Oliver for 1 year,
Yeah.
and they were making films?
Yeah. For example, at the end of the film, you see those 60mm color images. Not all of them are taken from them, but some are. For example, when you see them, they are in the lake that is in the film. Of course, that's not them, but when you see images of Tangier, it's shot by them and developed by them as well. And for example, in the DVD of the film, you see we have one extra that is only images from the kids.
And you said developed? They were working at the...
Yeah, the association, Oliver prepared a small lab for doing it.
Oh, super. Okay.
For the color?
Huh?
For the color film was developed by hand?
Yeah.
By Oliver set it up?
The lab, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't exist?
No. It was like in a corner of...
I think we're all excited to see the other Galician films.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I thought you were going to say about the next film. I say, well, we are more excited. Excited is not the word,
but you
try
can
it.
tell us. Sorry.
Yeah. Have the children seen the final film?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We were even thinking of bringing them to Cannes, but after talking to the association, they say it's better not, and they were probably right because, well, Cannes is too crazy, and for them it would have been their first experience out of Tangier, and probably wouldn't have been appropriate, let's say. But then we we wanted to take Shakib and then the teachers. We had problems with the visas, of course. We couldn't make it to Cannes, but they came to Gijón Film Festival in Spain. And well, that was something. Shakib in Gijón as well. It was his first time out of Morocco, and well, he became really the star of the festival. And he's gonna play in the new film as well. He's gonna be kind of an angel. Just to give you
Some other question, perhaps? Then let's invite the viewers to watch all the other films of Galicia.
yeah, please.
They're all very different and very from each other, with different themes and different expressions. So I think it's worth seeing them very much.
Yeah, and then, well, this film was from Morocco, so there's no Galicia.
Yeah.
You see Galicia in the others. You see a bit in the short film from Eloy when you see the parents, and then well, some of the animations by Peque. But Costa Morte was completely shot in Galicia, and Arrayanos as well. Well, Arrayanos is a region. Well, it was shot in a region that is Galicia, the south, and then part of Portugal as well. So in Arrayanos you will see it's not completely Galicia and Portugal, but it is called Arrayanos because they belong to that border, and like without being so defined, which is nice and interesting as well. Not so defined if they are Portuguese or Galician.
Yeah, it's a very different atmosphere there in
Yeah.
Galicia than Morocco. So.
And then the color.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anytime.